Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you, and let's get right on into it. All right, let's pull up that screen. Nick and JP, they just got done shooting Fight Club 2, I think. Anyway, they did an update. We're going to talk about Ilus. We're going to talk about all things Ilus. But first, as you know, we're not in a recession. We don't have to worry about that at all. It's been straightened out. Those 2 straight quarters of negative GDP growth, that's not a recession anymore. It was back in the 80s when I was in school, but it's not anymore. It's magically gone. I guess we're in some sort of a transition. So I don't want to hear any more about recession. Don't you even say it. How dare you?
How dare you?
That's right. Greta will tell you. But anyway, let's get into Nick and JP talking about Ilus, one of our absolute favorite stocks. And in this one, Nick's talking about generating generational wealth with this company.
What we're really trying to build is a business for generations. You know, we're trying to build the next GE, the next Berkshire Hathaway. We're trying to build the next generational business that, to your kids' kids, is a brand name that's been around forever. And, you know, that doesn't happen overnight. That doesn't happen by tomorrow morning. It doesn't even happen by next Christmas. You know, this is a gradual step. And, you know, sometimes along that journey, there are decisions that have to be made that not everybody likes. There are results that come out that not everybody likes. But as we've said 1,000 times, and it's a massive print, which JP maybe show you later, the print in the boardroom, you know, we have it printed in massive gold letters on our boardroom to trust the process. You know, for sure, there's mistakes that are made from time to time. That's like life, that's human beings, that's any business. But we like to think we move pretty quick. And we like to think that our strategy is strong enough to deliver what we need to deliver.
All right. So he's been talking about building generational wealth with his company and becoming a huge company, like he referred to. Then JP followed that up, talking about $1 billion business.
So from where I'm sitting, personally, I can see that we now have the potential to be a $1 billion business by the end of 2023. And so everything that's quietly going on behind the scenes is for us to deliver that. And one of the reasons I can sit here so confidently and project such huge growth potential is because the deals that I'm personally working on or am involved in that are on our deck have grown in size, where several are in the same realm as the likes of Quality International in the UAE. So as a result, we've been revising our acquisition strategy in favor of completing larger acquisitions. Nick would have touched on this, which cover many of the bases in terms of alignment with our plans. They have existing technology and patents in place with significant revenues already, and in some cases, huge revenues, and they have strong operational structures in place, which is very important to us.
And I think that's definitely their goal. I mean, they've already got the company that's going to be doing $120 to $140 million. So I think they're well on their way to that with these different acquisitions. And of course, you know, they've been talking about this for over a year. So this shouldn't be a surprise to you if you're an Ilus shareholder. This has been their plan the whole way. Now, there's been a lot of questions about Serbia. And actually, JP brought this up, and I thought this was pretty optimistic.
And then just briefly with regards to Serbia, we will be providing a very exciting update quite soon. I realize it's been some time coming. However, we will be providing site information and visuals, as well as benefits of the deal and the capability it gives us. So within the coming days, there will be some significant political changes taking place in Serbia, which is impacting our deal in a really positive sense. And it's the reason we've been holding off on news regarding Serbia. Our deals are taking place at the highest levels of government in the region. And so it's not just one site for one purpose. It really has grown into so much more than that. And so you can look forward to announcements around that soon. And personally, I'm confident that you will be impressed.
All right, so I'm looking forward to that update on Serbia. That was the first really big deal that they started talking about with phase 1 and phase 2. So it sounds like we're going to find out a lot in fairly short order. So pretty exciting, especially given the future plans of this company. And now he's going to talk about the audit, and that interests me quite a bit.
Announced in due course, and Dan Peters, our ERT CEO, is also going to be making some important additions to the ERT board in the US fairly soon. Again, then regarding our Q2 performance, those figures will be out soon. They are very much in line with our forecasts, and so that is certainly something to look forward to. Regarding the Ilus audit, which we've spoken about a few times, that should be completed in the next couple of weeks, at which point we'll be ready to become fully reporting, complete our name change, and be in a position to uplist to the OTCQB. We will then very soon also update on the option for shareholders to lock up shares in a preference category, and that update will likely take place in conjunction with other very important milestone announcements that we already have lined up. And then finally, when I'm back over in the US, I will do a video with Dan Peters so that he can introduce himself to you and talk about some of his plans and his progress that he's been making. I also plan to do a video with Carsten Falk, who is the current Wikisoft/Quality Industrial Corp CEO. Carsten is obviously working closely with myself and Nick on the Ilus front, and we will announce more on that fairly soon. So I think that covers most of it for now.
So I'm super interested in that Q2. In the Q2 numbers, I could not be more interested in that. And especially the audit. I'm going to feel real good about this company when they've been fully audited and they move up to the OTC QB. If you don't know the difference between OTC and OTC QB, QB means you've been much more audited. Okay, it's just a higher standard that you have to reach to be a QB. And a lot of OTC stocks try to get up to that, and many are successful and many are not. But I think Ilus will be. And that's good for us as shareholders, because then we can be even more comfortable with their numbers, because a company has come in, an independent company, and audited and fully audited their books. The stock itself has been sitting around the 9-cent area for several days. I mean, a lot of days, all the way back to the 21st of July. So it's just been kind of hanging around 9 cents. I mean, it hasn't really moved a whole lot over the last week or two. And obviously, I'm super interested in the net income of the second quarter and the revenue. As you know, our net incomes have been increasing, except for this first quarter, because we're missing those 4 companies. We need those 4 companies to be shown either an ERT or an Ilus through some sort of consolidated auditing, they call it. And I'm not a CPA, so I don't understand how all that works, but this number should be higher. And of course, that's pulled from this number, the revenue number, which was increasing greatly. And again, we're missing these 4 companies. So, you know, as a percentage of the revenue, the income's quite good. I just want to see this number with the 4 companies, or that explained how that's going to be handled. Now, as you know, this company gets shorted a lot, but it's not as bad as it has been. It's been up in the 40s and 50s. Right now, it's down in the 30s. So it's not getting shorted as much. I think the shorts are off licking their wounds a little bit, because they're not making any money over the last 2 weeks, and it's just they're wasting their time. And some of them have probably lost money, because when a stock stays solid at one particular price over about 2 or 3 weeks, they can't make any money, and it becomes a waste of their time. And a lot of these are day traders, and they're not going to fool around with the stocks not making them money. All right, and now we're going to talk about the turd in the punch bowl. I was going to do a totally positive video, but again, turd in the punch bowl, here it is. I was going through the security details, and sure enough, the outstanding freaking shares went up. And it was at 1.27, now it's at 1.325, so a little over 50 million shares popped up in our outstanding shares. Now look, that's probably 4 or 5%, so it's not the end of the world, but you know, was this for acquisitions? Is this freaking GPL again? I don't know. You know, I don't like seeing this without some sort of understanding of, hey, are they raising money for acquisitions? Is this something they had no idea was going to happen, or what? But I know this is going to be uncomfortable for Ilus shareholders, because, you know, the idea was to try to get this number lower, and instead it's going up. Now, if it's going up for, you know, an important reason, that's fine. But, you know, people want to know. They just want to know, hey, we're raising money or whatever. So again, you know, look, you watch this channel, you know I'm going to show you the good and the bad. So overall, I really like this company. What I'm hearing sounds really good, but I do see the outstanding shares going up, and that dilutes us. So as a shareholder, I don't much care for that. And that's why, look, you got to be careful with OTC stocks, man. They're risky. You know, you can be diluted just like that. It's just the way it is. I don't care how much you love the company, you know, how profitable it is. Don't get married to an OTC stock, because you're going to have bad surprises from time to time. And sometimes you'll have great surprises, but just be careful, because OTC has a reputation for a reason. And doesn't mean Ilus isn't a good company. Doesn't mean JP and Nick aren't really good guys. They certainly seem to be. But, you know, I just want a heads up when the outstanding shares are going to go up. And I want to know why. That's it. I don't want to make a big deal out of it. But on the other hand, I am going to show it to you. All right, folks, and that's Ilus, a Nick and JP update, and I really like those updates. I wish they would do them a little more, but that, you know, they do a pretty good job of it. And I wish I could sit down with every CEO of every OTC company and say, look, Go buy some freaking really good lighting and a good camera so that you have really good, solid, consistent updates that look great quality-wise. Man, every freaking company that I deal with, the CEO or the managing director or whoever, it'll be blurry or the sound won't be right. It's like, man, this is important. Get your quality up there. I know that's another little nitpicky thing, but I want their videos to look good, sound good, and to just be outstanding. I mean, if I can do it, mine are pretty darn good, and I don't know crap about computers and damn video. Surely there's somebody there that does. Anyway, man, that's two things I got on them about. They might have to try to get me in the Fight Club and whoop me. Anyway, if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover Ilus, and hit that subscribe button too. And I hope you did like the content, and we'll see you next time on Mr. Frugal Investor. Man, I was kind of negative at the end there. Oh well, they're big boys. They can handle it.